How's it going, fam? Welcome back to Erica's EDC, and today we're going to do a knife chat, EDC update, leather talk, just all of the EDC gear. We're just going to chat about it. I've been trying to do these Friday episodes, or at least once a week episodes, where we kind of just talk about what's going on in the knife community and gear that we've been using, stuff like that. I just think it's kind of fun to sit down and just have a kind of like a shoot the shit type talk, like we're hanging out in person. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's talk about some knives that I've been using this week. They've all been in crew wear. So I've been using the Northern Knifeworks Badger. This is just such a cool little knife, guys. It has been improvised a little bit. Levi, moving forward, is putting a really cool swedge on these, thumb scallops here for like a pinch grip, and he altered the handle just a little bit. It looks really, really nice, but just to give it kind of some more aesthetic flair, the new ones look a little bit different, but still same really cool little pocketable EDC fixed blade hunting knife, backpacking knife. But this one is I just adore this thing. And this one is in crew wear at like 66.5 HRC. The production ones are 63, 64. Mine turned out really spicy, but it is just awesome to use. I've also been using this, the Primitive Bear Knives Edisto. This thing is so cool. If you were to imagine just an all-around utility knife, this is definitely it. This thing is just incredible. I've been using this for a lot of outdoor tasks, lots of bushcrafty type stuff, just playing around. She's getting the teeners for sure because she's in crew wear, which this lighting isn't really going to show it, I don't think. But she does have some teeners. Yeah, they're not really showing up. She's got some teeners. I have sharpened it. Probably could use a strop, but sharpening it went really, really nicely. Got a great edge on there. I laid it back a hair. This one is a beast. Look at the stock thickness on that. You can tell I've striked the ferro rod with it, but really enjoying this. I know he has a drop of knives coming soon, and I really love his stuff. It's almost like Allen's knives are kind of like what we want SE and LT Wright to be. You know what I'm saying? Like these beater do-it-all knives, but like actually in good steel with a good heat treat and good cool handle materials. You know what I'm saying? Like no diss against them. I'm just saying what you enjoy out of an SE or out of an LT Wright is what you find in Allen's knives. This is just like improved so much. You know what I'm saying? Like custom heat treat, great steel, really cool handle scales. That's one of the great things that I like about Allen's knives. He does some really, really cool scales. These particular ones are under the bridge, but you know, he put them on there and he just offers so many cool colors and stuff. So really enjoying his knives lately. And then obviously the flippin' chum. Ugh, this would be like my one and done outdoor beast of a knife if I had to pick one. I am absolutely obsessed with this. I really truly am, guys. This thing is so crazy comfortable and just such an incredible knife. This one is also in crew wear, 62 HRC, like 10,000 BTE. Absolute beast. Check out all these makers, but these are the ones that I've been playing around with lately. Really, really enjoy these. They're just a blast. Let's talk about some leather. If you're not interested in leather, just change to a different video because that's kind of what the rest of this video will be. But if you are a leatherhead, I have some cool stuff for you. So I am finally getting to pocket sheaths. Finally getting around to prototype pocket sheaths. Sorry, I just waxed or conditioned this little guy and a chunk of it just fell out of the drain hole. So I'm finally kind of getting around to doing pocket sheaths. I want to offer them moving forward. It's just been tricky figuring out how to do these feasibly without the sewing machine. So basically, this is going to sound crazy, but I am being serious. When I lived at the old place, I was gifted by surprise a very, very, very expensive sewing machine that I did not know was coming in. It literally just arrived on a trailer truck in the driveway one day, and like, I know who sent it to me because they eventually told me that they did, but it's not something I ordered or anything. And like, I'm talking industrial style sewing machine. Got delivered, something that you need like space to run. It got delivered, and a month later I had to move out. It's still at the other place. I have nowhere to put it in this tiny apartment. This apartment is very, very tiny, guys. I'm talking like you could probably see the end of it from here. That's it. Tiny. And yes, we have 5 dogs and 3 kids here. There's no space for a flipping sewing machine. I need to figure out how to get that here somehow and store it. But the whole point is, it is tricky doing like large amounts of sheaths without a sewing machine, because hand sewing through that much material is, it can be time consuming. And it's also tricky with the different weights of leather to figure out like what a pricking iron will go through, because the only way that I have of making holes to stitch is a pricking iron. And see how those little legs are only so long? Like, you can't go through an inch of leather with those like a sewing machine can. The sewing machine back at the house could go through this much leather, like a stack of this much, and they prove it to you by providing the leather that they ran through the sewing machine before they shipped it. Like, there's a stack of leather at the house this thick that thing just plowed through. It's like a Cobra something. Crazy expensive. But my whole point is, you can't go through an immense amount of leather like with a pricking iron, and I hand stitch everything. So I made this little sheath. It's still drying, obviously, you can tell. I wet molded it, and then I conditioned it and like heated it up with the hair dryer, so it's still drying, but it turned out pretty good for like a prototype and just trying to play around with designs. This one is for my Scrawny Lumberjack. I have a dog hair on my lip. Splinter. So I wet molded it to this, then conditioned it, and it's a pocket sheath for this. I definitely know what to do differently next time around, but for a prototype and just seeing how I can make this work, it turned out pretty good. So there's that. 12 ounce welt on there, so like the thickest leather that you can get, and then it's like 5 ounce smoked vintage tobacco for the actual sheath, which when it dries, it looks like this. Very cool. So yeah, I'm playing around with these. Gonna try to start pumping these out somehow, try to find a logical way to get these into you guys' hands where I can actually keep up with it, because everyone wants a sheath. Everyone wants a handmade, hand-stitched sheath, but doing it feasibly can be a little bit tricky. So we'll play around with that. But this one turned out really nice, definitely rugged. That's just all like conditioner that hasn't melted. All of that white stuff is just conditioner stuck in the thread. But yeah, it turned out really nice. Really excited about it. Slips right into the pocket. Very cool. Little drain hole right there in case your knife gets wet or the sheath. So I'm playing around with those. Definitely going to start pumping those out. The belt sheaths have been a huge hit. So I made my own. I made a whole video kind of explaining my theory behind it, what I did to make this better than ones that you'll find on the market. The biggest point being that stitching going all throughout the whole belt loop. But I've been running this every day. This is my personal one. This is the prototype. And I've been trying to get this to rip apart on purpose, like very much being rough with it, and nothing has happened. So I think we're good to go. Like, this thing is freaking bomb-proof really, really excited about being able to offer actually good belt sheaths that are hand stitched. So many people say that things are hand done, and what they really mean is they stood there with a machine and did it. Like hand stitched means, in my mind, that you, with your hands and two needles and thread, stitched it on a stitching pony. That's what hand stitched means to me. Ironically, to other people, it means using a sewing machine and using your hands to push the material through a sewing machine. But for me, hand stitched is literally done by my hands. So I've noticed a massive difference between something hand stitched and something done on a sewing machine in terms of little stuff like this. I think when you get to larger items like sheaths, a sewing machine can do a fabulous job with sheaths and they hold up. I have noticed though, with like little things like this, blowing them through a sewing machine, it actually sometimes doesn't work as well. I've definitely noticed that. So we've got belt sheaths. This one is available. I made a multi-tool sheath, so this fits a Leatherman or a like Swiss tool, but just one of the multi-tools with pliers. This one's really nice. So it has smoked vintage tobacco, leather, Havana cigar, thread, and a Wicked and Craig medium brown belt loop. This one I did the belt loop really wide because, again, I want these things to be bomb proof. So this thing has like a 2-inch wide belt loop. That way it just like sticks to your body, doesn't move, it's not going anywhere. You have more surface coverage, so it's not flopping around. But this one turned out really, really nice. Drain hole, all reinforced. Hit me up on Instagram, or you can email me. My email is in the description of the channel, but this one is available. So multi-tool sheath. And I did whip up a prototype EDC pocket organizer. I know there are 1,000 of them out there, but hear me out. A lot of them are crap. A lot of them are just not super well done. Guys, it's the stitching. It's all in the stitching. I'm telling you, hand stitching is way different than blowing it through a sewing machine. And this one I hand stitched. So really, really nice. Put a divider in the middle so you can put like a little Swiss Army knife and a flashlight, or a pry bar, pen. It's 3 inches wide, like 4 inches tall. So there's that. Turned out really, really nice though. This one is not available. I need to put this in the mail for my buddy Connor. He purchased this one, but this is the first one that I made. Turned out really nice though. I feel like it looks really good. Super clean, super tight. I would say probably tighter than your mom, so really pleased with that. And then I just want to show you guys some other things that are either available or that I've been working on. So another buddy of mine, Travis, picked these two things up. So we've got an oxblood barbed wire pocket slip. This one turned out really cool too. This one's gorgeous, but everybody's loving the barbed wire. And he picked up this wallet that I made. My goal was to make one of the thinnest leather wallets that you can find, and I think I've achieved that. It's just like a couple pieces of paper. So this one is Wicked and Craig gray, and chili pepper red. Steven, Sanctified Leather, thank you for turning me on to the chili pepper red. I've seen it 1,000 times on Buckle Guy. I didn't even think twice about it until I saw it on Steven's channel, and he was making these little red slips, and I was like, oof, those are hot. So Steven, thank you for bringing awareness to me of Wicked and Craig chili pepper red. And we've got the gray. They're two different types of leather. That's why the gray is shiny and the red is like a matte finish. But this one turned out crazy, crazy nice. Like I said, this one is for Travis. He did purchase this, but these are extremely thin. Like paper thin. The middle does open up. Beep boop. But look at how thin that is, guys. I made a prototype of this before I started selling them, and I was shocked at how how it just disappears in your pocket. This is my personal one that I made. I made like a blackout one. So just again, super thin. I was trying to make it as thin as humanly possible. So we're talking like 2-ounce leather. 2.5, 3 at the most for these super slim ones. I mean, it literally is like having a couple pieces of paper in your pocket. It's unbelievable. So those are available. I've got a whole bunch of colors, but I just wanted to show those to you guys because if you're looking for like an ultra thin wallet, holla at you, girl. Holla at you, girl. And then let me show you guys. I make like some like more normal thickness wallets too. If you're not a fan of like the paper thin ones, this is one that's available. So that's a little more like normal, I would say. It's like some 4-ounce, some 3.5 ounce, but this one has Wicked and Craig, and then an ox blood panel, and then Wicked and Craig, Buck Brown on the back. Sorry, this is Buck Brown, so is this. Buck Brown again on the back with some Rattler Brown Crazy Horse for that back part. But this one's available too. Middle opens up. Having a lot of fun making the wallets. And again, as always, Ryan from Failsafe Goods, thank you for inspiring the wallets. I did not just pull that out of thin air. That was very much inspired by Ryan. Really important to give credit where credit is due. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are only so many innovative things with knives and leather and stuff like that. Like, eventually everyone's going to start regurgitating each other's ideas and just putting their own spin on it. Like, there's only so many ways you can make a wallet. It's freaking leather stacked on leather that you put shit in between the pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's only so much you can do. But at least if you recognize somebody's work and you're like, hey, I'm going to put my own spin on that, at least just give credit. That's all anyone wants, really, is like just to hear that they got credit. So thank you, Ryan. Check these out. Slips. I'm always trying to keep some available for immediate purchase on top of doing the commissions. So we've got a couple available. I've got this cool camouflage one. This is Italian leather, sand camo. I whipped that one up. I've got olive chrome excel. Olive Horween Chrome Excel. This one I specifically made for the GEC calf pen, but it'll fit any traditional knife really. But it was inspired by the GEC calf pen, so I did like the barbed wire type deal. That one's cool. Chrome Excel is sick. If you want Teener Town, like look at the light coming out from underneath there. Really cool. Made this one. This one is in the smoked vintage tobacco. So it's got that really rust yellow pull up on it. This one's also available. Very cool. That's one of my favorite new leathers. I am obsessed with this tobacco stuff, and this is how it ages. So this one's been on my belt every day for what, a week? It definitely gets a little shinier. See how it's shiny? It gets darker for sure, so it patinas very nicely. But what I do like about it is it doesn't lose the pull-up. On some leathers, it has a gorgeous pull-up, and then it patinas and you can't see it anymore. At least with this stuff, you still see it. You still see all those cracks coming through. They've just turned orange instead of yellow. And then I've got these like themed ones that I did in Wicked and Craig Buck Brown. These are available. This one is like an old Western theme with the gunshots and the barbed wire, the American flag. I've got one that's hunting themed, so this one has the deer tracks going through the field of barbed wire. And then on the back, it's got the pointer pointing the deer with the gunshots and stuff. New Hampshire, of course. And then this last one is kind of the same, like a Western type deal there. But these are a lot of fun to make. So yeah, email me or DM me on Instagram if you're interested. But I kind of just wanted to do an update. Nothing crazy or really interesting per se, but I like checking in with you guys and just kind of seeing what's up. Let me know what you're carrying, what's on your agenda for the weekend, what you've got your eyes on. Yeah, and I'm sorry that we're like doing so many fixed blades now, but I'll be honest, I'm not interested in folders really. And even if I were to be interested, the prices are kind of just, I don't even know how y'all are keeping up with them. I really don't. I don't know how anybody is keeping up with the latest and greatest with the prices being what they are. And I'm mostly, you guys know I'm referring to things made not in China, obviously, because you can pick up a Chinese knife for like $30 and it's actually not bad. But I don't buy knives from there. But my whole point is, I mean, I kind of get why you guys do, because it's not even like you can afford the hobby otherwise. I was looking at the Spyderco Rex 121 Sage 5 with the burnt orange FRN scales, and I want to say that the plastic one was like $255 for the plastic Sage. Like, woohoo, it's got Rex 121, but like over $250 is like nutty to me for a folding knife in plastic. Nothing against Spyderco. I wouldn't even be able to afford any of it. You know, not like I'll be honest, I don't buy any knives. I cannot even remember the last time I bought a knife. I can't. I work with, I help design knives. They come in for testing and I get to use them. I can't even imagine trying to keep up with the money aspect of it, but it's just wild to me because, like, again, you know, it $255 or whatever for a plastic Rex 121 knife. You spend an extra $30-40 and you get yourself a fixed blade with no moving parts, custom heat treat, cool scales, all of the things for what, $40 more. I can't. It's just like, holy smokes. The production knives have come to a point where they're as expensive as like custom handmade fixed blades. It blows my mind. So yeah, I don't even like keep up with it anymore. Which it, you know, it's kind of a bummer because you don't get to try the Rex 121 or like the 15V. I know that Spyderco's doing another run of the 15V. They're doing like the Para 3, the Para 2. I really want to say they're doing a native. Maybe another one. Mannix. I don't know. I know they're doing a big run of the 15V, which would be so cool to try, but man, they're expensive. And it cracks me up because everyone is like, Benchmade is so overpriced and so expensive, you can't even afford them anymore. I'm like, right, but you're carrying a Spyderco that's the same price. Like, Spyderco has slyly upped their prices exponentially. They just did it quietly. And I love Spyderco, don't get me wrong. I freaking love Spyderco. I truly do. And if I had all the money in the world, I would be buying the Rex 121 and the 15V and everything to test. I love Spyderco knives. They're incredibly well made. Great heat treat. I think Sal actually cares about the customers. Love them. I'm just saying, I find it hilarious that people are just so angry with Benchmade for the prices when Spyderco's doing the same thing. Look at the prices. Plastic Sage, $250. What? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna go, guys. We've been talking for 23 minutes about literally actually nothing. So I'll see you guys in the next video. But I hope that you have a great weekend. Please check out all of these absolutely lovely makers. Dusty Duckhead Forge, Kyle the Scrawny Lumberjack, Alan Primitive Bear Knives, Levi Northern Knifeworks. Yes, I'm going to keep talking about their products because number one, it's all I have, and number two, I actually really like them. But I'll see you guys on the next video. I love you so much. Go use your shit. Learn how to sharpen your knives. I'll see you on the next video. I love you so much, fam. Take care.